Roaccutane. Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Today's video is about my Roaccutane journey and mental health. What I would like for this video to be like is just relaxed, open, honest, talking about my Roaccutane journey and my mental health journey. I have no makeup on. I feel like it'd be a bit silly for me to talk about my skin if I had makeup on, so we've stripped, no makeup. My hair's pushed back so you guys can see my skin and it's not hiding. It's obviously not where I want it to be 100% yet, but it's getting very close. I put a fresh tan on, a big tea, and I'm in my bedroom because I just feel like, you know, we can just sit down and chat and just feel comfortable. Like, I've also got my coffee in my wine glass because I don't know how to get through a video without a coffee, or life without a coffee, so I'm not going to start now. So if you need a drink or some snacks, grab them, pause this video, go get them, and come back and we'll start up. So, the reason I went on Roaccutane in the first place, I'll insert some photos. I've been struggling with my skin for about 4 years. Thought Roaccutane was really hard to get on, but as soon as I saw a skin specialist after that 4 years, so about 3 months ago now, he saw my skin. He was like, yeah, like, this will be what's best for you. The biggest thing I want to talk about is like awareness of this skin medication. I feel like I've been very lucky with the side effects I have received, and although it has been like hard and good at the same time, I know my experience has definitely been a lot easier than other people's. The side effects that I have experienced, but I'm going to go start, middle, and where I'm at now. So I had really dry lips at the start, like my lips really hurt and they were just like it just looked like skin was coming off them constantly, and they were really dry. For the first 2 weeks I found myself quite moody. My poor family just had to like deal with it, but I don't know what it was. I think it was just my body getting used to the medication, but I was just like quickly to react, which made me moody. The moods then settled after those 2 weeks, and then I was 2 weeks out from going on Love Island. So I would say my moods got better, but I don't know if that was because I was so excited to go on Love Island or if it was because like the medication had settled in. I also found that I had really bad skin integrity, so that was like at the back of my ankles. This has kind of always been something I have struggled with, but my medication really made it like really bad. Like if I got a blister on the back of my ankle, it bleeds and it hurts, and I can't like wear sneakers. So that, I feel like, was most of the side effects I had at the start, and that was the first month there. And then the second month I was on my medication, I went on to Love Island, my lockdown, and for 2 weeks, and then I went on to the show. For those 2 weeks my skin was actually looking really great. I had like 1 or 2 pimples, but like it was totally fine, and that was the same as when I first started my medication. And then if you watch the show, I'll insert photos, but as soon as I got on the show, my skin went like next level. My skin specialist did tell me that this could be the case for me, as it is for some people, but he didn't think it would be. He actually thought my skin would completely fix itself by a month. Unfortunately, that's not what happened. And I got on the show, and like my breakouts were crazy. I had huge pimples. They were so painful, and like they were so painful I had to pop them, because if I didn't pop them, my face like had a heartbeat. Like where the pimple was, it like was a beating heart on my face. Like it was awful, and like it was just the most worst timing for my skin to be the worst it's ever been, because I was fucking on TV that was going to be all around Australia and all around the world. So it was just insane. And like some pimples I had were just like blood pimples, so I popped them and it'd just be like gushes and gushes and gushes of blood. It was just like so intense. And then I found watching back the show, and I don't know, I think I felt it during as well, I was very tired, and angry. Like my first emotion to anything was anger, and I think you would have seen that on the show if you watched closely, but also there was a lot you didn't see, and I feel like some of my angry moments were shown, but then also me being like balanced wasn't shown, so I still look back at it overall, I'm like, what the heck? But I don't feel like I'm an angry person. I think before this medication, I don't know, I was quite calm. Not like calm because I'm quite full on, but my first reaction was like, like scared type of vibe, like, what do I do if I like had an argument with someone? But I'm seeing myself quite angry and reactive on the show and like now. So that was something I've seen, and I think that's part of the medication affecting my mental health. And other side effects I got was my dry chest and my skin. My skin was being very dry, but it didn't really matter at that point of the show because like it was just dry skin, like I was feeling my arms or legs really. And then I would get a spray tan and all this would go like, I look like I had spots, I look like a cheetah because my spray tan wouldn't stay on my body. And then obviously Love Island is in the sun and by the pool and like holiday vibes, so I couldn't really go in the sun much, and if I did or had to for challenges, I'd have to bathe myself in sunscreen, otherwise I'd get super burnt and the producers would be like, Court, what the fuck? Sometimes my body aches, nosebleeds, and that brings me to now. So I was on the show for about 5 weeks, and then it's been a month since I've been home now. So I don't know if that's like 3 or 4 months on the medication, but now my skin is a lot better. I've not had an active breakout in like 3 weeks. I have seen my skin starting to get better kind of as soon as I got home. So I don't know if it was all like the stress and anxiety from the show that made my skin so reactive, or if it was the medication. It's just like everything always contributes to that. Now where I'm at, I'm still, last 2 weeks, my skin has got a lot drier. My lips are on and off with being dry, but my skin's getting so dry, I'm kind of having eczema. So I have like some eczema around my wrist here, and then the back of my, like, how do I show this? The back of my knee has eczema. I feel like I've touched base now on before, during, and now. I think something I forgot as well that I've got a lot of like hate on my TikTok for was explaining why I had no makeup around my skin on the show, and sometimes in my TikTok videos or my Instagram or whatever. The reason for this is like I found my skin is so dry that when I put makeup on, it doesn't really last that long because it just comes straight off my face, and especially around my mouth, it just doesn't stick. I also have really dry lips, so I apply Vaseline a lot, and I think sometimes that can push back here and then remove my makeup. That's kind of sucky because some people really do notice that. I've kind of just got used to it by now, but some videos from the show just like awful to see. Yeah, that's, I guess Vaseline was my help to my dry lips. It does help a lot. I couldn't find anything else that worked. And then I guess from the rest of my dry skin I moisturize, but I also think it's important to be able to let your skin do what it's supposed to do, and the medication's trying to strip out all the oils, so if you add moisturizer and add oils, it's not going to really do everything it's supposed to do. For my dry skin, I couldn't really go out in the sun. I'm still trying not to do that. That's the reason I have a fake tan on right now, because I just think that's best for my skin and not just going out in the sun. But it's summer, so I want to be tan. And then like Panadol for like my body aches and stuff like that. So everything, I feel like the side effects I'm having are quite manageable. I mean, they're manageable to the point of my mental health. So I guess we'll move on to my mental health. I really want my social media presence and having a following to mean something. I became a nurse because I love helping people, and I'm so grateful to have this platform, and I want to be able to help as many people as possible. So although this is a really big step out of my comfort zone to open up and talk about my mental health, I want this next part of the video just to be purely me talking about where I'm at and things I'm struggling with, because I know personally watching someone's video on YouTube and them just talking about what they're going through and me relating because we're going through the same thing, that helps me. But then for me personally as well, I find when sometimes I watch those videos and then they get to the end of it and they're like, okay, so do this, 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 and this, and that's going to help it and fix it. It makes me feel like, I don't know, like I just want to not feel alone, and I just want to find some comfort in someone else. And sometimes I don't want to be told how to fix it. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I'm going to do this next part of the video. I think for me, I've always struggled with mental health. I got bullied all through school. I've never really fit in. I'm quite loud and full on and just a really big personality, and that seems to not normally fit me in many areas of people, I guess. At the moment, since like being off the show, I keep going through waves of being like smashing out goals and being motivated, gym, walking, positive attitude. So that wave. And then I go through waves of like being super tired, not wanting to go anywhere, not wanting to leave my bed, like not wanting to see anyone, and just like being on my own. I almost feel like my social battery like dies and I just like need to be left alone and recharge in a way. And then it's like I find it's so easy to look at other people's lives on social media and compare and like want that body, want that house, want that relationship, and that's something I do think runs in my head quite a lot. I know a lot of people do the same thing, and it's something I definitely want to work on, but you always want to be skinnier, you always want that perfect relationship, you always want the nice house. It's just like what's instilled in you. I feel like I'm very fortunate at the moment with the life I have and the opportunity I've just been given to come off a show like Love Island and now have like a following. I can make a difference, and I'm so aware of that. I'm really lucky. But something I really struggled with after the show was my anxiety. I literally, after the show, I would shake every day. Like I would just be shaking all the time because I was so anxious. My chest was tight, I couldn't breathe sometimes. I was so scared to go out in public because of all the positivity I got, but also so much hate I got from coming off the show. So I was actually scared and it was awful. I had no appetite. I was obviously still eating because like my support system around me would never not let me eat. It seemed to have got a lot better. I definitely still get like social anxiety when I'm out because people, you know, constantly looking at me and coming up to me, which I love. Like I love meeting you guys, but just like sometimes when I'm like having a hard day, that can be a bit harder for me to do. Something that's been really hard for me as well is receiving hate. I have always been different my whole life, and I knew and know not everyone's gonna love you, but some things people say online is just so hectic. To know that people hate you so much, to say so many mean things to you, to like tag my parents, tag my brother, and involve my friends and stuff like that, it was just like insane to see. And it's just like something I'm still dealing with now because I know people aren't gonna like me, but just knowing that so many people don't is so hard to deal with. But I'm definitely still learning. And then something that's been really hard for me was my self-worth. I'm such a confident girl and I've always believed in myself, and I still do, but like going through a whole show which was like 6 weeks long or whatever it was, and you know, none of the boys wanting me was really hard. And coming off the show, I feel like I'm still struggling with that a bit because I thought I'd found someone on the show, come off with him, and then we ended. So it made me contemplate myself, and that's okay. And I understand it's important to feel how I feel, but it's something I definitely want to like work on myself and build myself back up, because I feel like I'm in this little cyclone of emotion right now. I think that also stems to like being single is hard for me because I've been single for like 4 years, and I'm like, why am I still single? I want to build a life with someone. So I guess that, you know, triggers my mental health and my anxiety and stuff like that. I'm, you know, still at home with my family. That's something I struggle with. I really want to, you know, get my management off from Christmas holidays. I'm in this awkward Christmas period and start working, grinding, and like growing and move out and do that. But like, I don't know, I just feel like not many people talk about living at home when you're 24. But like, I just wanted to say that I am still living at home, and I'm trying to take the next chapter of my life. But if you're living at home, so am I. you know, you're not alone, because I feel like so many 24-year-olds at my age aren't at home anymore, and I'm like, what am I doing? I really put a lot of pressure on myself for my social media. I have a lot of high expectations for myself, and I stress about my skin, I stress about my weight, I'm constantly overthinking and stressing myself out. And I'm kind of now at the end of everything I wanted to talk about for this video. I didn't have any more of my coffee because I was just too busy chatting. Oh, I think I've brought my tan off. But overall, what I wanted this video to be was for me to open up to you, hopefully help you feel less alone. I didn't really have many suggestions on how to fix this, my mental health or my Roaccutane journey, but I just wanted to talk and let you guys know a bit more about me and hopefully relate in what way you can. And that's all I really wanted the video to be, because that's what I talked about on my Instagram stories, kind of just doing. And I'd love to hear from you guys if this video was useful, or I'm obviously new to this, and yeah, I enjoyed opening up, and I'm really nervous to post this, but that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!